Pre-Accident Podcast, coronavirus special episodes, just to keep our community informed. Hey everybody, CoronaCast. I'm Todd Conklin. How are you this fine day? As we head into the weekend, which I'm not sure feels much different than the week, but maybe, kind of, sort of, not too much. Today, let's talk about a couple terms that have arisen, not necessarily because of the pandemic, but probably really more about the notion of resilience and reliability. And the terms are important and interesting and very useful. So if it meets those three tests, I can't imagine why we wouldn't talk about it. So here we go. The first one I want to talk about is a Hinge event. So we've tried really hard to call this a black swan, or I hear all the time on the news that who could have ever imagined this would happen. Well, so it was imagined, and it's not a black swan. It's a pandemic. Prediction of pandemic and the preparation and capacity needed to be present to manage a pandemic globally is pretty much known information. So I think all those kind of anomaly words are not very accurate. I will suggest this is a Hinge event. And a Hinge event is an event that, because of the very nature of the event, everything that follows it changes somehow. Now, I know that sounds overly dramatic, and I don't want to sound overly dramatic, although I've never shied away from that before, so why would I now? But a Hinge event really is an event that means there will be difference on the other side, whatever that means exactly. It's not really post-event, but the event itself changes the way we respond, and it changes to a great extent what we do. You're seeing it in your personal life, for sure. You're also seeing it in your professional life, and it's a big part of the dialogue. We should be really comfortable talking about this idea, which leads me to phrase 2, which is the notion of bouncing forward, which comes out of David Woods in Resilience Engineering, and it really meets the test of a response for the word Hinge event. So a Hinge event happens, we have the opportunity to bounce forward and actually land in a place that's beyond the place where we started before the Hinge event took place. So we learn and improve and come back into the world with increased capacity. Bouncing forward is a huge part of what I talk about all the time. It's also an enormously important part of what you're doing right now. And it lives in the world because of a Hinge event. So those are 2 terms for your vocabulary. Use those at the management meeting. You'll sound like the smartest person on the Zoom. And that's pretty meaningful. Until then, learn something new every single day. Have as much fun as you possibly can. Be kind to each other. That seems really important right now. And for goodness sakes, be safe.